So today I want to talk about how to get a better night's sleep. I hear from clients all the time that they're not sleeping well. Sometimes it's because they're really anxious or stressed and they can't shut down their thoughts. Sometimes they just can't relax. They can't kind of calm down and breathe and relax from the day. Sometimes maybe medications are interrupting sleep or making it more difficult to fall asleep. Whatever it is, at some point in our lives, we all struggle with sleep. The other thing we all, or a lot of us, seem to be really bad at is doing any sort of kind of sleep routines or doing the things that we know that we need to be doing or that would be really helpful to be doing to get better sleep. A lot of the stuff we know but we don't do. So when I get into conversations with people, a lot of times on this topic, they know what they should be doing, but they're not doing it. So I want to talk about that. Let's look at some pretty simple ways. Some of these are simple on how we can sort of reset and get in a better place and practice these. Sometimes people look at these lists and they're like, oh, no, that's too overwhelming. I don't want to take all that on. And we don't have to. We can take it on slowly. We can work on one at a time. But let's look at 10 ways that we can improve our sleep. And I want you to think through, as we're going through this, what ones you did, what ones you commonly do. Maybe even just take last night. What ones of these did you do well last night? Can you check off the list? And maybe what ones can you work on? What ones would be easy to work on? So as I'm looking at this list today, I hit about 5 of 10 last night, right? So this will kind of ebb and flow. There's been times in my life where I've hit none of them at all. I haven't done any of them. And there are times that I am a little better and I do kind of a better routine more. So we're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect at this. There are times in life where, especially work or kids make these really difficult. And there are going to be interruptions and distractions, and that's okay, but we can reset and we can look at what we can do to kind of help, get back to a good space where we're sleeping better, because sleep impacts everything, right? It makes us more impatient when we're not getting sleep. It makes us more anxious. It makes us more depressed. It makes us not, as understanding and empathetic. So it really impacts everything. So it's important for us to kind of keep looking at and keep talking about. So let's talk about 10 ways that we can improve our sleep. So number 1, create an unwinding routine. Now, I have a few clients who are so good at this. They are so much better than me. And every time I talk to them, I'm like, man, that is so good. You are so good at this. And it inspires me every time I talk to them about this. And a lot of them will start, the people who really do this really well, they'll start 2 hours before they go to bed. At that point, they will kind of start shutting things off, shutting down work, shutting down everything that's sort of stressful and taxing and kind of makes you think. They'll start to dim the lights. Maybe they'll stretch and do some yoga. They'll take a bath. They'll drink tea. And it's kind of a whole unwinding routine, and it slowly kind of sends them into a calm space to go to bed. And the thing I hear a lot too is that they read or they listen to something really soothing before they go to sleep. So that kind of sets them into that space really nicely. So think about creating an unwinding routine. Our days are often so crazy and so hectic and so busy that creating some space for you to start to slowly unwind and relax can be really helpful. And maybe it's, not a whole list of things. Maybe it's just 1 or 2 things that you do to unwind. Number 2, stay as much as you can on a wake up and go to bed routine and schedule. So you're waking up and you're going to sleep at around the same time every day, even on weekends. Now that's really hard for some people. And this is one that I struggle with a lot because I'm randomly we'll be working late, or I'm randomly getting up really early. So this can be difficult, especially again with work or kids. But as much as you can, it helps your body and your mind to stay on some sort of schedule so it knows when to wake up and when to fall asleep. That can be really helpful. As much as you can, sort of adhere to that. Number 3, create a comfortable environment. So does your room kind of relax you? Is it comforting? It can even get down to, is your mattress comfortable? Are your pillows comfortable? Are your blankets comfortable? Is it the right temperature? Are the textures kind of soothing to you? Just think through all of that stuff. Is your room inviting? Are there bright lights, or are there dark curtains that you could maybe get to kind of cover up some of the light, or whatever it is? What can you do to help make your room a little bit more inviting, so you create that space so when you walk into your room you're like, oh, okay, like I'm calm and I'm kind of ready to kind of go into a space of relaxation and a space of sleep. So make your room as kind of comfortable and inviting for rest as you can. Number 4, limit screen time before bed. Most people that I talk to are really bad at this, right? It's hard to not check our phone, while we're sleeping, or, when we wake up to check our phone, or to be looking at it before we go to bed. A lot of people will fall asleep with the TV on, or, fall asleep with a movie on. And that can be really damaging, to our sleep cycles. It makes it harder to fall asleep, makes us harder to go into deep sleep, makes us wake up more often. And it's really better if we can shut those things off earlier in the night. If we stop looking at our phone and watching TV a little bit before bedtime, not just, when we're ready for sleep. That's a hard one, but it can make a big difference. It also can kind of relieve some stress if we're shutting that down. Some people use the TV as a distraction to try to keep their thoughts away, from their stressors. And it can kind of work in that way sometimes, but there are other things that will work better that won't impact you negatively. And that's where the reading comes in, where meditation tape comes in, or calming music comes in. So there's other things that will actually help you sleep and will kind of serve that kind of brain thought calming goal as well. So limit screen time before bed. Number 5, try tea or vitamins or supplements or something that can kind of help you relax. And sometimes this can be as much routine, I think, as it can be what you're trying. So sometimes people's routine is, okay, it's 8 o'clock. Right now I make tea, and that's the ritual. It's warm, it's comforting, it's soothing. Everything about the routine is also comforting, not just the tea or the supplement itself. A lot of people like, chamomile tea or the sleepy time tea, and that helps them as well. Melatonin can help sometimes when we have trouble falling asleep. So think about kind of things that maybe can support you into going into a relaxing space and a good sleep. Number 6 is sort of the flip of that. Avoid stimulants, caffeine, and even alcohol before bed. Now, caffeine, it's easy to see, why that would keep us up. So try to not have caffeine, or nicotine anywhere near bedtime, because that can really interrupt your sleep. Alcohol, on the other hand, it can help us fall asleep a little bit better, maybe initially, but as we're starting to process through that alcohol later, it often wakes you up and takes you out of that sleep a little bit later. So it's really not good for the deep, restful sleep that you need. So avoiding those kind of things before bed, and a few hours before bed, as many hours as you can put in between having any of that stuff in bed, the better. So that will really help. 7, exercise during the day. Okay, even like 10 minutes of exercise can help us when it comes to being time for sleep. It can help our sleep quality. It can help us relax. We get some of that energy out during the day. And exercise is healthy for so many other things as well, and stress relief and all of that stuff as well. But if you get even a little bit of exercise during the day, it makes your sleep better and easier at night. So 7, exercise. 8, don't eat foods that will cause an upset stomach or indigestion close to bed. So that means heavy foods, rich foods, fatty foods, fried foods, spicy foods, citrus, carbonated drinks. All of those things can kind of upset our stomach and cause indigestion and make it harder for us to fall asleep and sleep well. So avoiding those things as much as we can really be helpful. Number 9, get enough sunshine during the day and darkness at night. And I kind of like to think about it like that, because we talk about make sure your room is dark and make sure there's not light coming in. Some people are even bothered by, a little light from an alarm clock or something. So making sure all of those things are dark is really important. But the flip side of that is also making sure you get some sunshine during the day. So being mindful of both of these things can help your sleep-wake cycle, right? Your body knows, okay, it's light, I'm going, I feel energized. Okay, it's dark, I'm shutting down, I'm going to sleep, I'm getting rest. That can really be helpful. So make sure during the day you get a little sunshine. You get that sort of awake feeling, you get that vitamin D. And then at night, it's dark and you get good rest. So make sure you get enough sunshine and enough darkness. Both sides of the coin are important. Number 10, limit daytime naps for under 30 minutes. Now, I know some people don't nap at all, but some people that I talk to, they have a really hard time keeping naps short if they do take them. So what we really want to think about here is power naps. Short rests can really help. They can help our energy, they can help our brains function, they can help a lot of things, but keep them short. Keep them short power naps during the day, not longer than 30 minutes, or else it's going to interrupt our sleep later. So keep your naps short is number 10. So how did you do with the 10 ways to improve your sleep? If we think about last night, what ones did you do well? What ones maybe did you do not so well? Was your room dark? Did you look at your phone before you went to bed? All of those things. Think through what ones you did well and what ones you didn't do well. And let me know. I'd like to know kind of what you struggle with and what you do well. Leave some comments and let me know kind of what you think and how that's going. And I will put up this list again at the end of this video so you can kind of go through it and look through it. And then pick one this week that you can work on. Pick one this week that you can really work on and focus on and do a little bit better with and see how that goes. For me, I'm going to try to get on a little bit better schedule this week of going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time so my body can kind of get used to that. So that is going to be my focus for the week. So pick one for you and try it out and see how it goes. So good luck, and I wish you all relaxing, calming, and deep sleep.